Hey guys, Sam here, and welcome to an animated movie review. Say, you want to do something funny? Bring a best friend who loves movies to your home for a day. Now just sit them down and put on a particular movie called Fantastic Planet. But once you put the movie on, fast forward it to this specific scene and press play. Now pause it, turn back to your friend, and ask them to explain what the hell that was. The answers and reactions you'll get from them will be priceless. Because, yeah, without context, that scene is just weird, as is the movie itself. But there's a lot more to it than just that, I can assure you. Released in 1973, Fantastic Planet is a French-Czechoslovakian co-produced film that was animated by Yuli Trinka Studio in Prague. That's quite interesting on its own. It was based on the 1957 French science fiction novel by Stéphane Wool called Ohms in City, also known as Ohms Linked Together, but the translation was published as Fantastic Planet. So, what's the adaptation on the book about? What are ohms? And why does it have freaky blue-skinned people who definitely need to speak with Ben Stein?
For dry, red eyes, clear eyes is awesome.
Well, I'll tell you. If you've seen my videos, you know what follows. A quick summary first, my final thoughts after, and followed with a few fun facts. No joke section this time. Why? Well, to be honest, nothing else I say is gonna top that clear eyes joke. But if you think you could come up with a better one, let me know in the comments. Now, with that said, let's get going. The film takes place in the future on a planet called Yagam. It is populated by the blue-skinned humanoids called the Drogs. Simply put, they are the most advanced and intelligent species on the planet. And us, the humans, or the Ohms, were brought from Earth to Yagam to be their animals. Some are kept as pets, while others live in the wilderness. But in order to keep their population under control, they are periodically slaughtered. That's nice. In the first few minutes, a mother tries to run away while protecting her baby, but she gets cornered by a few Drogs. In their eyes, the Ohms are just little playthings, but from the Ohms' perspective, they're just being harassed and tortured. So the mother is killed, but her baby remains alive, and is later picked up by Master Singh, one of the Drog leaders, and is used by his daughter Tiwa as a pet, who names the baby Tyr. Tyr is looked after by Tiwa, who does love him, but he has to wear a collar so he remains obedient, and the collar can drag him into any direction his owners want him to go. And like I said before, he is treated like a household pet. It's not the best situation to say the least. But as Tyr stays with the family, he is able to learn more about the Drogs, their meditation practices, and more because of a defect in his collar. As he and Tiwa grow older, all the knowledge she gets through an advanced headset is also gained by him. As he gets older and acquires more knowledge, he finds a way to escape into the wilderness. He comes across a female Ohm who destroys his collar and introduces him to her tribe, who live in an abandoned park. After he's accepted into the tribe, Tyr uses the knowledge he gained to teach the other Ohms so they are just as smart as the Drogs. This helps them decipher a message that the Drogs plan to purge their home at the park. Some are killed, but others survive and join forces with another tribe of Ohms. At one point, they encounter two Drogs and manage to kill one of them, which pisses off the Drog leaders. The Ohms later take refuge at an abandoned rocket depot and live there for years while bringing in new Ohms. Because of the knowledge they've gained, they can now replicate Drog technology, which includes rockets that they hope can help them leave Yagam and live safely on its moon called the Fantastic Planet. When a larger force of Drogs tried to purge the depot, some Ohms led by Tyr used the rockets to flee to the Fantastic Planet. When they get there, they find some statues that are used by the Drogs for their meditations, and to meet other beings, mate, and keep their species maintained. Oh dear, what would happen if their most important resource that keeps them alive were suddenly destroyed? So the Ohms destroy some of them, stopping the genocide on Yagam and forcing the Drogs to go, yeah, can we negotiate peace? Maybe make a deal? Please? Because we don't want to die. So the Ohms agreed to have the Drogs live on the Fantastic Planet to sustain themselves, while the Ohms are given a satellite to live on that orbits around Yagam. And this starts a new era where both species can peacefully coexist with each other. The end. So that's the movie. What are my thoughts? Well, based on what you saw, it could be pretty eerie and dark. I'm willing to bet that for anyone that's a big fan of animation, that they have seen these freaky blue red-eyed people at least once. If the idea was to make them stand out, then mission accomplished. But I will say that it is mainly true if you just pause the movie at random points. Without context, they are freaky. With context, they are a lot more interesting than you think. The world building here is interesting to me. They have their own democracy, cities, technology, culture, religions, fascinating creatures, and their own method of procreation. That last part is out there, but think about it. This is an animated movie from 1973 about blue aliens who have human slaves. They go to war with each other, and the aliens send their bodies to another planet by meditation to mate and keep their species going. The movie would feel naked if it didn't get this weird, because that is one of many reasons why I like the movie. Another reason? The animation. It's not as stylish and fluid as animation we get today, but it is still creative, unique, and gives the film its identity. Think of it as like painting masterworks moving with each other. The designs of the characters are well drawn, the backgrounds look great, the colors are used well, whether being bright and playful or dark and intense, and honestly, I cannot think of another animated film that looks like this. While there is fantastic animation in a lot of recent animated flicks, the ones that stand out to me are those that take unique risks to stand out. For example, Monsters vs. Aliens and Megamind are well animated movies, but they do have a lot of similarities, and I would not be surprised if people confused which movie is which. Fantastic Planet doesn't have that disadvantage. Sure, it isn't as good as other animated films back then and today, but for 1973, and with the many years it took to make the movie look good, it is quite impressive. Sometimes our limitations is what helps us be more creative. It has us take chances and use our imaginations. The more we do that, the better off we'll be. On top of that, the narration/voice acting is decent, and the music is good too. French musician Alain Goraguier, I'm sure I probably screwed that up, composed the soundtrack, and it is perfect for this movie. It can be mysterious, strange, and otherworldly. The tracks are played at the right time and match the film's eerie and strange tone. Then there are the film's themes and message. War, slavery, anti-conformity, genocide, etc. These are very adult topics, but the message is simple for everyone to understand. It just asks you to put yourself in these Ohms' shoes. How would you feel about being used like a pet every day? How would you feel being used like you were just a slave? I bet you would fight for your independence, your will to live, and to live it peacefully. It is all about trying to coexist with one another, regardless of their differences. That's what the Ohms and Drogs learn by the end of the movie. So, after all the good things I've said about the movie, are there things I don't like? Well, that may be a stretch, but there are some flaws. While I do mostly like the movie's pacing, it can get a little slow sometimes. I don't mind it that much, but if others don't like the pacing, they might get antsy watching this. Although the movie is 71 minutes long, so it doesn't overstay its welcome that much. Also, I got the movie's message in the first few minutes. It is not subtle at all. It is right in your face and it hits you over the head with it. However, I will admit that we need that sometimes, especially with how things are in today's world more than 50 years after the movie came out. It kind of reminds me of Zootopia. Sure, the message is pretty obvious, but because it had a good story, solid world building, and relatable characters, a lot of people didn't mind it, including me. I think the same way about Fantastic Planet. Is it my favorite animated film? No. But is it one of the most unique? Yes. And not just in animation, but film in general. The movie is meant for older kids and adults, not just because of its themes, but because of the nudity as well. Yeah, there are a lot of times I've had to black out some of the nipples that are in this movie. There are a lot of them. So it's best to show the movie to your kids when they become teenagers and or adults. In conclusion, while it's not for everyone, I'd still ask you to give it a chance. It's weird, but it is a good kind of weird. I do hope more people discover this movie and give it more attention. I mean, its time length is the same as some of the Equestria Girls movies. I think you guys can handle the 70 minutes. Anyway, the final score I'll give to Fantastic Planet is an 8 out of 10. Check it out if you haven't already. And now, to close this video out, let's get to the fun facts. Number 1. Both the novel and film adaptation are based around the Soviet Union's occupation of Czechoslovakia. Number 2. Production of the movie began in 1963, but it got delayed in 1968 because of the Soviet Union's invasion of Czechoslovakia that year. Number 3. According to IntanaBase.com, Fantastic Planet was the first foreign animated film to be rated PG in the US. Well, it definitely earned it, and I'm not just talking about the nudity. Number 4. The movie was shown at the Cannes Festival on May 11, 1973, and won the Grand Prix Special Jury Prize, the second most prestigious honor after the Palme d'Or. And finally, number 5, the English dub of the movie had a really good cast. Remember Master Singh? Well, he is voiced by Hal Smith, the guy who played Otis Campbell in The Andy Griffith Show. Young Tyr was played by Mark Gruner, who played Mike Brody in Jaws 2, and Barry Bostwick played Adult Tyr and the narrator. He is best known for playing Brad Majors in the Rocky Horror Picture Show. Learning new things is fun. Alright, that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a like and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Let me know your thoughts on the video and the movie in the comment section below. Also, thank you guys so much for your patience. I know it's been a while since I've done a review. Just blame the weight on my job, a lot of family stuff that's come up, and some procrastination from time to time too. But hey, I'm back, and I'm glad that I can finally get this review out. Thank you guys for watching, and as always, my name is Sam, and good night, everybody.